extremely challenging. And with somebody like this, you can literally go in there and say, all right, well, check this out. You guys can still see my screen, right? So when we're talking to him, and this is something you can do in the middle of the call, Austin, say, you know, hey, what area were you looking at, right? And what I can do is I can go into properties and I can say, create a sub list, right? And let's say he was like, oh, well, we were looking for a property that was about, you know, let's just say it was 750,000. Yep, that's 750. And we were willing to pay up to 900. Okay, now if he says that, I'm going to go a little bit lower because the previous properties that were 700, you know what I mean? Like the market's changed a little bit. And I'll say apply. And then I'll say, oh, cool. And what zip codes were you looking for specifically? Like what areas? Oh, I was looking for La Mesa, so 91941. I was looking for 91942. I was looking for 92120. I was looking for 92115. I was looking for 92119. I was looking for 92105. I was looking for, right? And you can hit apply and right. It took me what, 10 seconds. And I just asked him and I'm like, hey, just so you know, I've got 147 properties that are off market. And by the way, that's just on one of the lists. Cause like I said, when you get the expired leads, a lot of the companies, when I called them, I was like, hey, I want all the cancel and expires and I want the old ones as well. And so going back, I could literally do the same thing where I come in here and I take the same exact list right here, 91941, 91942, 92115, 92119, 92105, and 92120, and hit apply. And I can literally say, hey man, just so you know, I have, what was that, 157, 140? I have 600 properties that I have access to right now that we've had conversations with that are sellers that wanted to sell, didn't sell, are interested in potentially selling at some point, but they don't want to go back to the market. When you were working with your previous agent, did they ever offer a resource like that to you to help you find your home? And by the way, this works with buyers. So when you do your buyer consultation, here's the beautiful part about investing in a database, right? And another reason why cancel and expire is so powerful. If you go in and you have a buyer consultation, you get a buyer and you know what they're kind of looking for before you do the buyer consultation, you get this and you say, hey, I pulled the list of what you're basically looking for. I've got access to 600 additional properties that aren't on the inventory. That's literally an extra 30% of options by working with our company instead of the other people who don't invest in this. We spend a decent amount of money every single month and we get 30 to 40 properties a day where that's the scenario. So then they move forward with you and they start working with you. And then guess what you do? You take that same buyer, that same list. And instead of calling people and say, hey, I'm a random agent, have you thought about selling? You're calling them and you're saying, hey, Mrs. Maloney, hey, Mr. Maloney, Josh Pono, First Class Real Estate SD. Are you still the owner of 123 Main Street? Yeah, I'm still the owner of 123 Main Street. That's incredible because I just got a new client, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, not Angelina and Brad, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay. And they are looking for a home in 92127 with 3 bedrooms and they're okay with 4, but they're really looking for a 1,500 to 2,100 square foot home. Your home based on the records shows that it is a potential. If we could line up your perfect timing, because I know I'm calling you out of the blue, if we can line up your perfect timing and we could get them to give you the right price. Since I'm only one agent, we could cut commission costs potentially by bringing them directly to you. Have you ever thought about moving for the right price and at the right time? Okay, so now you've got this synergistic leverage going back and forth. And by the way, those calls are way more effective because you're calling with specific details and you're calling actually with a buyer. And so now you start bouncing this around and you're investing in a database that'll help you prospect and build your pipeline.